Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Carter here with you folks, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about over the course of the next 2 hours on this Sunday night. And we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines right now, 800-848-9222. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Folks, always remember, no matter what, try and do mind over matter. Even when it's tough, make it positive. Find that silver lining no matter what. So after meeting with Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago, President Trump says he's even willing to travel to Ukraine to pitch the parliament there on conceding land to Russia and a bid to end the war. I said this when President Trump took office. I'll say it again now. He's going to get the job done of ending this war. You may not like the conditions of it. You may have to hold your nose. But at the end of the day, he will get the job done. We see your calls coming in, 800-848-9222. Something that's pretty ugly. Democrat governors of California, New York, Colorado, Maine, now refusing to implement the president's no tax on tips. Remember, he ran during the campaign on this issue, and a lot of Americans were happy that he was going to get it done. And some residents of New York are furious, blaming Governor Hochul for deliberately using the livelihoods of service workers to, if you will, stick it to President Trump. You will hear from one of the waitresses in this hour. With Mamdani, I just don't believe this guy. This guy goes from bad to worse. His backed Queen's Assembly candidate, this woman is clearly anti-Semitic. She was the first endorsement that Mamdani made. And now she hates American holidays like Veterans Day, July 4th, Thanksgiving. You cannot make this up, as we are just days away now. 4 days from when Mamdani officially takes office? Technically 3. Until when he's the mayor of New York City. You folks tell me, what is wrong with Jimmy Kimmel? What is wrong with Jimmy Kimmel? This guy does his Christmas greeting. His show airs in England. And what does he do in his holiday greeting? He trashes President Trump and basically says us Americans are not too bright. Coming up at the 11:30 hour, you'll hear again, it's pretty incredible what happened on Friday on the morning show. Filling in for Sid Rosenberg, Mr. Katsimatidis, our station owner-operator, and he received a surprise telephone call from the President of the United States. We will let you hear that. That's coming up at 11:30. But what I'm starting with, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Now, remember, folks, I listen to politicians and dissect their words for a living. That's what I've done my entire career, almost 4 decades. And I want you to listen to Ilhan Omar. And you have to do away with the arrogance. The arrogance is there. But it's almost like she knows something is about to happen. It's like she knows that some trouble was coming her way, in which she says to America, go ahead and deport her. She couldn't care less. Listen to this arrogant congresswoman.
I mean, I have no worry. I don't know how they take away my citizenship and like deport me, but I don't even know like why that's such a scary threat. Like, I'm not the 8-year-old who escaped war anymore. I'm grown. My kids are grown. Like, I can go live wherever I want.
So you can go live wherever you want, huh? With that $30 million. Well, we'll see if you sing that same tune if the $30 million is frozen by the feds. And I've seen them do it, folks. The Southern District of New York. The first thing they do is freeze the moolah. They may free up a little bit for you to pay for legal fees. Sometimes they don't even do that. So we'll see if you still have that arrogant tone. Should the feds get involved? We see all your telephone calls. We are about to begin with them. I ask you, folks, what is wrong with Jimmy Kimmel? Let it go. Jimmy, I get it. I know your little battle with President Trump, the battle that's in your head. I know that you think that that's great for your career. It's great for ratings because, frankly, your show hasn't been interesting in a very long time. And so that's all you got right now. Why would you record a Christmas greeting for his show airs in England? I think it's Channel 4 in England that his show airs on. Why in the world would you embarrass your own country and the President of the United States, not on American soil, but in England? Listen to Jimmy Kimmel's holiday greeting for, again, I believe it was Channel 4 in England.
I honestly have no idea what's going on over there. I do know what's going on over here, though. And I can tell you that from a fascism perspective, this has been a really great year. Tyranny is booming over here. You may have read in your colorful newspapers, my country's president would like to shut me up because I don't adore him in the way he likes to be adored. The American government made a threat against me and the company I work for, and all of a sudden we're off the air. And because so many people spoke out, we came back. Our show came back stronger than ever. We won, the president lost, and now I'm back on the air every night. We are not bright. We're Americans. No one knows better than you. We're always just a little bit late to the game. But do we come through in the end? Maybe. Give us about 3 years, please. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for Spider-Man. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Wow, Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, folks, you know, Jimmy makes probably about $8 million a year, $7 million a year. I don't know if I could live with myself and do something like that. I really don't. I would enjoy the money. But to trounce your own country and say we as Americans are not too bright, why would you do that? Why? You can't think of anything funny to say. And oh, by the way, Jimmy, when you're standing there in all your bravado with the Christmas tree behind you and you say you won, the president lost, you forgot to point out that you went on TV crying like a baby. You left that part out, right? Your highest rated show was when you cried like a baby. I called Erica Kirk. I tried. You left that out of that thing in England, right? Why'd you leave that out, Jimmy? Why'd you leave that part out? Before we start with your telephone calls, we'll get to Ukraine and the president's meeting with Zelensky a bit later. And again, coming up in about 15 minutes from now, Mr. Katsimatidis, the surprise call that he received from the president of the United States on Friday, remarkable. And I said this on Friday. I don't know too many people, certainly not too many journalists, that could handle interviewing the president of the United States on the fly like that. It's very, very tough to do. But we'll get to that a bit later. I want to talk about DEI. Is this a case of DEI? Of course it is. The city's new fire commissioner, she is a lesbian. She was the head of EMS. And Mamdani has just made her the head of the FDNY with no experience in the job. Now, you can't get too upset about that because the last commissioner, had no experience as a firefighter either. And he did pretty good. He's the one that resigned as soon as Mamdani won the election, said he could never work with him. And so this report on the city's new fire commissioner, she happens to be a lesbian, and this is from WNBC TV here in New York.
Lillian Bonsignor is a career first responder. In just 9 days, she'll be running the world's busiest fire department, one of the most important appointments of the incoming administration.
And they deserve a leader who cares about their work because she did it herself, who understands every detail, and who will fight tirelessly to empower FDNY and make it the best firefighting force in the world.
Lillian Bonsignor began her career as an EMT in 1991 and was ultimately promoted to chief of the city's EMS division, where she served for 3 years before retiring in 2022. Although she never served as a firefighter, she's confident that won't matter.
I know the job. I know what the firefighters need, and I can translate that to this administration who's willing to listen. I know what EMS needs. I have been EMS for 30 plus years.
Bonsignor is a trailblazer for the LGBTQ community, who will serve as the FDNY's first openly gay commissioner. She's a highly respected, detail-oriented manager whose style has been compared to NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, who will remain in her post in the new administration.
So that's actually from Channel 7. But she becomes the first woman fire commissioner for New York City, and again, openly gay. And I guess, folks, to be honest with you, I got to get with the times. I support the gay community. I really do. Even my friends in the transgender community. I don't support all that nonsense of transgender women going to read school books to children. I don't understand the logic. And so I guess what I got to get with the times is about, I believe at her news conference, her lifetime companion, I don't know if that was her wife that was there with her, and they kissed. And, everybody's entitled to love, but I guess I just have to get used to seeing that. I'm just being honest with you folks. A woman kissing another woman on the lips and in a relationship way, full public display of affection. And, to each its own. You love who you love, and I support. You should be able to love affectionately who you want to. But my question is, why does everything have to be in full public view? That's just my opinion on that. So she's the new fire commissioner. Is it DEI? Absolutely. It's Mamdani. And wait till you see what he has in store for us, because this guy barely, and I mean barely, hides his anti-Semitism. So before I start with your telephone calls, something that's disgusting. Democrat governors, New York, California, Illinois, Colorado, Maine, refusing to implement President Trump's no tax on tips. Now, remember, he ran on this during his campaign. And some residents are furious that they're not going to get their more additional income, that their tips will be taxed, even though the president of the United States ran on this. And, you have these governors, they're trying to stick it to Trump. And this is one waitress, her name is Zoe, and she has worked at the Embassy Diner for about the last year.
It's disgraceful. People live off of tips. So for her to do that is just, it's disheartening. It's upsetting. I'm Zoe. I work at the Embassy Diner for 2 years. It's very disappointing. I was looking forward to that when the president was running, so it's a little disappointing. It's all my livelihood. Really, we live off of tips, so getting taxed on them and losing money is definitely a big hit, and it makes living a little bit more difficult. And now knowing that it can't happen in New York is a little frustrating. Frustrated? It's like losing money, so it's hard, especially when everything's so expensive in life right now, and that's my livelihood. That's how I eat. That's how I feed myself and my family. So Maybe a couple hundred, close, to like 1,000 possibly, depending on the hours put in also. My mother's been a waitress for 30-something years, and she took care of 5 kids waitressing. So now knowing, if we were to go back and we were younger again and she was leaving the taxes on tips, it would have really affected mine and my siblings' lives growing up. So it's very upsetting. We've been in the restaurant business our whole life, so this is just what we know as diners. My father owned diners, my mom's parents own diners. This is our family's business.
And so there you have it, Zoe, working at the Embassy Diner. Let's go to your telephone calls. Let's begin with line 4, Luciano in Pennsylvania. Luciano, good evening. What's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. Yes, as a culinary professional waiter, we make about 50% of our income comes from tips. Waiters, hostess, busboys, even taxi driver, Uber drivers. This modern-day Democrat is anti-working class people, and it's horrible what the modern-day Democrat is doing to this country. They remind me of 3 movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Twilight Zone, and Lost in Space. Have a good night, brother. Take care.
Well, hey, Luciano, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, so explain to me, Luciano, to those that say, well, we pay tips. I support you, by the way, in this. But to those that say we pay tips on our income, why shouldn't you pay tips on your income? How do you respond to that?
We make below minimum wage. We depend like 50 to 60% of our income comes from tips, from the goodness of the customers. That's why we don't make full-blown income like most people, $15, $20 an hour.
Is it true you make the minimum wage in every state?
Yes, absolutely. And we depend, like I said, you ask any waitress or waiter, we make about 50% to 60%. We make barely minimum wage. It depends on what state you're living in. And it depends on that. We make, it's terrible, the amount of money. And this modern day Democrat, it's absolutely horrible.
Hey, but Luciano, I thought they were supposed to be the party for the people.
Yeah, that was 25, 30 years ago, brother. That's no longer exists. Democrats are elitists.
Okay, so with tips, are you able to have a comfortable life?
Absolutely. The people, they depend on our generosity, our professionalism, and yes, they make like I said, 50% of our income comes from tips. Yes, absolutely. The restaurants or hotels or motels, the employers don't make it. We depend on American citizens and strangers from other countries to give our tips.
So Luciano, without tips, how tough is life?
It'd be like living in Mexico or Africa or in a Muslim country. We would be poverty-stricken. We'd be living in it would be a nightmare, brother. It would absolutely be a nightmare.
So why do you think these Democrat governors are doing this?
Because they hate American working-class people. They despise us. They have a deep hatred for working-class American citizens. They cater now to the illegals, the migrants. They no longer represent American citizens, the modern-day Democratic Party.
Wow. Luciano in Pennsylvania, thank you for your call this evening. Let's try. Last week we had some problems with Teddy's phone line. We're going to try it again and see. Hopefully it's resolved. Let's go to Teddy on line 2 in Yonkers. Teddy, good evening. What's on your mind?
Good. If I can get through with you.
Yeah, Teddy, it's still awful. But go ahead. Are you still there?
I'll make my point clearly and quickly. I agree with you 100%. New York, California, Illinois, shame on you for taxing tips. Shame on you. I told you I agree with you on many things, and you know I do. But I also disagree because now Zelensky met Trump today, and Yeltsin last night attacked Kiev, killing more people. And I read the other day, like I told you, intelligence says Putin has no intentions of seeking for a final peace.
Okay, so Teddy, wait. Let's just say, for argument's sake, here, this is a hypothetical. Let's say President Trump, and listening to him, it sounds like it's not going to happen in terms of him going to Ukraine. But so you're not willing to give him. He says he'll go to Ukraine if it'll save lives. You're not willing to give him credit for that, to try and end this war?
him say that until you just told me. But how does that deal with Putin, though?
Go ahead.
Putin he keeps on hitting Kiev. Dominic, he wants all of Ukraine. You're a smart guy.
Right.
And
Putin is a smart guy. He knows he's not going to get all of Ukraine. He's going to get parts of it. But Teddy, here's what I'm confused about. We have President Trump bending over backwards to try and end this war. And all you do is criticize him as it relates to this war in Russia and Ukraine.
He bends over, literally. I think he kisses his behind. And he should have been tougher, just like Lindsey Graham said.
There's a reason why Senator Graham is not the president of the United States. I mean, come on. He has the luxury of pontificating, a luxury that Trump doesn't have.
His final point, because you're a good guy. Dominic, Trump should be telling Putin, hey, enough is enough. I know he doesn't want to have a war.
That's not going to work. That's not going to work with a guy like Putin. It's not going to work.
Dominic, what will work?
What will work is exactly what President Trump is doing. You have a meeting of the minds between these two very strong personalities, and nobody's going to be completely happy, but it'll get the war over with. Teddy, we got to figure out a problem with your phone line. I don't know what's going on, but thank you. Thank you so much for the call. Let's see here. Let's go to Minister Indu. Is that how you pronounce it on line 3, sir?
It's Indu.
Indu.
No,
okay.
Not Indu.
Okay, what's on your mind?
It's African. Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay, since I come here to this country, I see this holiday called this business called Kwanzaa. Let me tell you, in all of Africa, nobody even know what this is. We celebrate an indigenous holiday at this time. You know what it is called? Christmas. The first continent in the world to celebrate Christmas was Africa, was Ethiopia, because one of the 3 kings that visited.
Okay, I'm not big on history because I have no way of verifying your version while we're on live radio. I'm not. People that listen to the show will tell you I'm not big on people that call up with history because I have no way of verifying whether you're telling me the truth or not.
Christmas in Africa? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You called up talking about Christmas in Africa. I don't see how that's relevant to anything. And why should we be concerned about Christmas in Africa?
Because they celebrate here Kwanzaa, but in Africa...
No. Kwanzaa is I don't want to say small celebration as we're in the holiday season, but you're making Kwanzaa to be a lot bigger than what it actually is, sir.
But let me tell you, in Africa, the first country to ever celebrate Christmas.
So you're still big on the history, even though I just told you that I'm not big.
You know the story of the 3 kings?
I don't care about right now that story. I'm talking about the here and now, sir. Sir, I'm talking about the here and now. What does this have to do with anything as far as the world issues going on today?
I told him what I want to speak about.
No, you don't just call and speak about what you want to speak about, because who says that's relevant for a mainstream audience? That's not the way this works. Maybe you need to listen to radio in Africa and not in New York. Thank you for the call. Meet Mr. Click. Folks, we are going to take a break. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This shrimp and coconut sauce is divine. What's your secret?
Goya coconut milk.
How does it taste so good?
It's all in that real coconut flavor and that rich, creamy texture.
What about thickeners and added sugars?
None. Just smooth, coconutty goodness.
What can I make with it?
From curries to sweet treats like coconut flan, the possibilities are endless.
Goya coconut milk. Take your cooking to the next level. No question about it. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there. the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back on this Sunday night. And we have a lot to get to. We have absolutely a lot to get to. But what we're going to do right now, and Kevin, this is soundbite number two. It was remarkable what happened on Friday, and that is Mr. Catsimatidis filling in for Sid Rosenberg on the morning show when a surprise call came in. So I have been around Mr. Catsimatidis. Well, like, he doesn't show you the tweets or anything like that, but when he's actually communicating with the President of the United States via text. And these two are talking to each other the same way you and I would via text. I don't get to see the text, but I see that they're communicating. So it was no surprise that the president called in Friday morning. And you're going to hear right now the conversation as the president called in unexpectedly and did a live interview on the morning show with our owner-operator, John Catsimatidis.
1 second. I got President Trump on the phone.
Hold on.
Mr. President? I agree. I am in the studio right now broadcasting to 1 million people. Would you like to say hello to them? That's great. Yes, I will, but I have to go quick because I have China. We'll do it right now. You got China on the other line. President Trump is on the line. Mr. President, say hello to 1 million people for WABC.
Millions and millions knowing how successful your show is. They all love listening to John and his great wisdom. That's good.
And President Trump, like I said to you, to save those Christian lives in Africa, because there's so many Christians losing their lives, and you did a great job.
Tens of thousands of Christians, and I told Nigeria and I told the people around Nigeria that if you do it, you're going to get hit. And I said yesterday, hit them on Christmas Day. It'll be a Christmas present. We hit ISIS, who are terrible. They're butchers. And we really hit them hard in different locations, and they really got hit hard yesterday. So they got a very bad Christmas present.
And I've told people that Maduro, Venezuela, if Venezuela is going to provide a lot more oil to the United States of America if Maduro leaves.
Well, it's about a lot of things. It's about that. It's about, they took our oil. They took it. And they also sent millions of people in there from jails into our country, from jails. Some of the worst people on earth, Tren de Aragua. They emptied their jails into the United States. As you know, they send drugs in. And I don't know if you know, John, but drug traffic is down by sea now, 97.2%. Wow.
I don't. Nobody understands. Nobody understands, Mr. President, that why the Democrats are objecting to knocking out those boats that are carrying drugs that are going to kill our people.
Well, they're only objecting because I'm the one doing it. If it were anybody else, even another Republican, let's say you take a weak Republican, they would say, that's all right. But because they have Trump derangement syndrome, they're sick people. There's something wrong with them. But every time I knock out a boat, we save 25,000 American lives. It's very simple. And what's happening is they're having a hard time employment-wise. They can't get anybody. And we just knocked out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard. But drugs are down over 97%. Can you believe it?
That is, you have done a miracle for all Americans. You're bringing down, you brought down the price of gasoline tremendously. You brought down interest rates.
Gasoline's down much more than they even say, because in California, they just, if it goes down, they just take more tax. They raise the tax. If it goes down 5 cents, they raise the tax 5%. We're down to $2 in many states. We're under $2 a gallon in many states. It's like a really big tax cut, what we've done with gasoline. Gasoline and energy generally is way down. And also with energy, as you know, because it's such a big, and you're very successful at energy. If you are so big at it and you're so knowledgeable, you know when you get energy down, everything comes down. It's just, there is no second factor that's even close.
And
so
I've
when you
said,
bring down the cost of energy, everything comes down. All prices are coming down after 4 years of Biden.
And it's another way of breaking President Putin, because if the price of oil is coming down to the low 50s and he's still selling it at a discount, Russia's going to go broke.
Well, it doesn't help him, that I can tell you.
Yes.
You know, it's not exactly helpful. I think we're making some progress on that front. We ended 8 wars, and I have 1 more to go. And that one I thought would have been an easy one because I do get along well with him. But has not turned out to be the easiest, has turned out to be the toughest. We ended 8, including India and Pakistan, and we were really going at it. That was going to be, the Prime Minister of Pakistan said, President Trump saved 10 million lives, at least. So I think we did. But I'm going to get the other one. I think we're going to get some good news on the other one.
We just got some breaking news that you're having Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago on Sunday. And I said, I mean, you work 7 days a week. I mean, you, including Christmas.
I work about the same hours as you do, which is all the time.
And so Zelensky did travel to Mar-a-Lago in Florida, where the president is. They had a meeting, and the president also had what he describes as a 2.5-hour phone conversation with Putin. Coming up next hour, you'll hear what the president has to say. The president, he didn't use the word optimistic, but the president stating that he believes he's going to get it done, that this war is going to come to an end. Dominic Carter here with you. We see your telephone calls, 800-848-9222 on this Sunday evening. Let's go to Sherman, line 3, Manhattan. Sherman, what's on your mind?
A few things, listen to that phone line from this individual in Yonkers. He sounds like he's on Mars.
Teddy, you're referring to.
Yes. I'll let you say his name. Respectfully, he is the past. He's 30 years ago. His phone line defines him. He is a Trump hater. He's pretending to be objective and open-minded, and he's always using that 40 years ago type of psychology where, you're like, he's patting you on the head with all due respect. Dominic, you're a smart guy. Like, if Teddy says you're smart, you must be really smart. So if Teddy says you're not smart or you're wrong, you must be wrong. You see the psychology? And with all due respect,
hey, Sherman, wait, Sherman, let me just stop you for 1 second. I've been in this game a long time. I know you of all people know that type of psychology, patting on the head and patronizing doesn't work with me. I just choose not to focus on it, and so I keep it moving. But go ahead.
And respectfully, I want you to know, I'm secure enough to say this so your audience knows that's why I listen to you. Because I know you know the game, and I know you don't sit there and let people say anything. And you're almost like a professor in journalism school. You have helped me be a better phone caller because you taught me how to hit it and quit it, how to get to the point, how to not call in with an ego. So I appreciate you on many levels. So trust me, I'm fully aware.
And I appreciate you as well as a voice of reason. But being straight with you, Sherman, I'm going to let you make your point. And this is going to sound arrogant. I could never be a journalism professor. I just can't do it because there's not enough money.
Gotcha.
I've been offered a job numerous times to teach journalism classes. Our mayor that's leaving office, I guess I shouldn't reveal. Well, I've been offered press secretary jobs that I wouldn't do either. And the reason why I wouldn't do the press secretary job, certainly, like Mayor Adams, I really like him. I would have lasted 1 week as his press secretary because I would have told him he can kiss my, my backside with his ego. And so there were things that were talked about. But anyway, Sherman, go ahead.
Thank you. And so, I don't like these phony callers that pretend that they're open. They are so biased. Where was all this huffing and puffing when Biden was doing so many more things, numerous things that are far worse? It's always this petty splitting hair stuff where I'm just tired of this old bull BS where, he's kissing Putin's butt. Listen, here's the deal. Ukraine is irrelevant to the average American citizen's life in urban areas, in nice areas, in terrible areas. We have no skin in the game. And with all due respect, Ukraine has actual Nazis that you can go to YouTube now when you finish listening to this great show. Go to YouTube and you can look up military people in Ukraine that are on the Ukrainian side that are overt white supremacist Nazis in Europe. Ukraine has nothing to offer the world with all due respect. I would rather have a beef with Ukraine than with Russia with all the nuclear bombs they have. Stop always trying to goat Russia into a beef with us. We don't need a beef with this country that has all these nuclear weapons.
Well, Sherman, I couldn't have said it better than you, but I'm telling you, I believe with all my heart, Trump is going to end this war. And so, I like Teddy, the Teddys of the world. But I just think he's wrong on this one. He was a strong Biden supporter. It is what it is. Hey, Sherman, before I let you go, so I don't do New Year's resolutions because they last for maybe 24 hours. Do you have any going into Thursday?
Oh, I really appreciate you asking me that. Respectfully, no, I don't. I just try to keep doing the things that I have goals to do, to be fully present in the moment in a better way, to have better emotional intelligence, to be a little more compassionate towards my ex-wife and understand her beefs, stuff like that I've been always trying to do, and to be more successful. And I try to do that all the time, and so I don't change that.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been divorced? And why is it important to you at this stage of life to understand the word you use, beefs?
Thank you. This is healthy for me to, I don't need a therapist now. Because I don't really have any communication with my family. And with all due respect, they're wrong. They're lazy. They don't want to pick up a phone. They don't want to come see me. I always got to come see them ever since I was a kid. So I just got tired of it. My wife has done more. My ex-wife has done more and cares about me more than my whole family put together. Even though we have our arguments and stuff, she's in the game with me in terms of life, to survive together and to do it. And
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and so that's what counts to me. So I want to, men, in my opinion, we don't really mature until we're probably in our 40s or 50s. And I just started really emotionally maturing and understanding her maybe 9 minutes ago.
Agreed.
Agreed. Right, and so that's why I want to respect her, because she's there for me. And my family, they won't even pick up a phone. They're so lazy. It's always about me coming to them and contacting them, and I'm just, so she's like family as well.
Hey, you know what, Sherman? I'm going to let you go on this note, and perhaps I shouldn't say this, but here's something that I hear a lot when I'm at home, right? This is a common saying she says it maybe once a month. My wife, okay, she goes, so you ran the streets for 30 years. And now that you're getting older, now you want to settle down and be at home with your wife. And I'm like, honey, if I didn't want to be here, I'd still be running the streets. So sometimes you can't win for losing. But that's one of the lines that I have to deal with at home, that I ran the streets for 30 years, and so on and so on. So we all, and that tone that you're hearing, right? So I have a new, because of people like Liz in Florida, I have a new, what do you call these things? They check your blood sugar. And so, Sherman, it's telling me, I got to turn it down, that my sugar is high. And I guess because I haven't taken my medicine yet, I'll take it when I get home later. Sherman, thank you for the great call. Always appreciate your time. Let's go to line 4, Pat in New Jersey. Pat, what's on your mind?
Oh, good evening, Dominic. So happy to hear your voice on the air tonight.
Thank you.
I identify with Sherman. I appreciated what he was saying to you. What's on my mind is, I don't remember his name. Is it all right if I ask you about a topic you talked about a few nights ago?
Sure.
It was about the gentleman who called in, and he was so heartbroken because the family didn't remember him or acknowledge him during the Christmas holiday, and he had given so much.
I believe his name was Ellie, I believe.
Yes, and it was so heavy on my heart. I just can't tell you how I felt about it. I don't know anything about him, but I thought, sad someone should be in a situation like that. And it occurred to me about something that has been a parable that everybody has known forever, and it was about the widow's offering. And while people were giving a whole lot of money, she gave all that she had with just a few coins. And she was so blessed. And I'm hoping that for this man.
Well, you know, Pat, I have to be honest with you. We get a wide variety of calls, and some of them I have to take with a grain of salt. And, you know, I can't tell you why, but there are just certain alarms that start ringing. And I could tell immediately that he was calling looking for someone to give him something. And that kind of turns me off. Because if I feel that you're truly needy, I'll appeal to the public on your behalf. I don't need you to call up and use the show as a venue because, one, we don't know if the story's true. He says that his loved ones, he said he spent all his money for Christmas. I mean, I'm not saying, we don't know if this individual's a drug addict. We don't know anything. But I've seen people do stranger things to get money. And so I don't know what the truth is. You know, he was upset that he said that no one in his family gave him a gift for Christmas and that he spent all his money on gifts for family members. And I could see that happening. But at the same time, respect is earned. And, I don't know.
You were that. Yes, and I understood that. But it's just my feeling, and I wanted to share that
that's fine. And thank you for the wonderful call, Pat in New Jersey. Folks, it is time for a break. We are coming right back with more of your telephone calls.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And let's go back to your telephone calls on this Sunday night. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to Seymour, line 5, Brooklyn. Seymour, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. Happy holidays and all that.
Same to you.
Dominic, I'm calling in response to the people who make tips saying that they shouldn't be taxed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the rest of us who have legitimate jobs, we get taxed for income.
Okay, wait, Seymour, whoa. You're using loaded words. The rest of us that have regular jobs, they have a regular job too, and they work hard for the money.
Right. But one of your callers defending, saying they shouldn't be taxed, said that that's his income. So if it's
that's not what he said, Seymour. He said they earn the minimum wage. And the tips is what gets them over the top. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he said that's 50% of his income.
Right, 50%. That's what he said. Right. So that's not. So the tips is not his total income. He earns the minimum wage, which is very hard to survive on in urban areas. But go ahead.
So, but anyone who makes the income gets taxed. So why shouldn't they be taxed if that's part of their income?
Well, that's the same question I asked him, in which his answer was because their salary is so low. Are you earning the minimum wage? I mean, I don't mean to get personal, but are you earning the minimum wage?
No, I do pretty well, young man.
Right. Okay. So you're proving his point. These businesses pay them the lowest they can pay them legally, and they count on tips to make up the rest. So that's not what you or I have to deal with. We get a regular salary, right?
But aren't the tips income? Because that's what he said. He said 50% of his income is tips.
Yes, but you're missing the part that their salary is the minimum wage. How could any grown person function in a city like New York on their own with just the minimum wage? How could you do it?
Well, New York minimum wage is $17. If you go down south, minimum wage is $8. So I'm not really feeling them on that. They making 17. Minimum
right,
you
but
make in New York City,
but you can live a lot. You can live, Seymour, a lot easier in the South or somewhere else than you can here. It's extremely expensive here if you're on your own. Now, if it's 2 or 3 people in the household, that's a different story. But if it's just you, yourself, and I, it's very, very hard to make it. Right? Yes, no?
Okay, all right. I was just thinking, I get taxed 40% of my gross.
But Seymour, again, you're missing the point. You're earning a regular salary. They are not.
I don't know. I know bartenders that make $1,000 a night on tips. So how are you struggling when you're making like 5 G's a week on tips? And you complain
Seymour,
about.
Now, do you really believe the average waiter makes $5,000 a week on tips? Come on, man.
No,
Come on.
Not the average waiter. I don't really know what the waiters make.
Right, and I don't think there are bartenders that are making $1,000 on tips, unless she's very, very pretty. That's the only way I see a bartender making, and I still don't think she's going to, but thank you for the call. I still don't think she's going to make $1,000 a night on tips. Let's go to Mike in Newburgh, line 4. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hi, thank you. This is a little off topic, but I'm addressing the Somalian thing in Minnesota, and I've heard people comment that they're insular, don't want to assimilate, and are gaming the system.
All right, so get to your point. Go ahead and defend them. I hear it coming. Go ahead.
The point is...
Yeah, because get to the point. I already know what you're going to say. You're calling up with a far liberal view praising these criminals. But go ahead.
No, I'm not. The point is it's going on in Muncie, New York, and Kyrus Joel, New York. Right now with the Orthodox...
Oh, come on. That's disgusting. Cut him off. That's disgusting. Call another show with your anti-Semitism. Newsflash, you got the wrong show to call up with your hatred of Jews. Why don't you go look in the mirror, you absolute loser? Why are you wasting my time with this anti-Semitic garbage? I live near Jewish communities. In fact, the community I live in right now is, I would say, maybe 40% Jewish. Lovely neighbors, willing to do anything with you, do anything for you to help you. Very peaceful, no crime, and you're calling up here playing to stereotypes? Shut up with that garbage. Absolute garbage. You know, I want to take another one of your calls, but we're short on time. Let me do this. Let's go. I'm going to regret it, but let's go to Melvin in the Bronx, line 1. Melvin, you've got 40 seconds. Go ahead.
I support the incoming maker. He has that.
No, really? Well, why do you support him, Melvin?
The whole lot of outside agitators who do not live in New York City. That's what let him come in and put his policy in place and we'll see what's going on from there. Because I remember.
Okay, all right. Well, we're out at 11:58:40. But Melvin, I got the gist of your point. That makes absolutely no sense. You support the new mayor. So don't call me up in 6 months. Oh, crime is out of control. Let's go back to 1865. You know how you do, Melvin. Folks, it is time for a break. News headlines coming up. When we come back, hour number 2. Stay with us.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
Meet the computer you can talk to. With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration, and use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance so you can master new apps, games, and skills faster. Try now at windows.com/Copilot.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Looking for ways to keep the kids entertained while traveling? Netflix Games lets them jump into fun, creative adventures at no extra cost. Everything's unlocked with your Netflix membership. From Paw Patrol Academy and Lego Duplo World to Barbie color creations and World of Peppa Pig, there's something for every little explorer. And you don't need Wi-Fi. Kids can play anytime, anywhere. Visit netflixfamily.com/travel tips for all your kids' holiday entertainment.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
President Trump meets with Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. The president believes, stating to reporters that he believes he can get this war over and done with. It's gone on longer than what he anticipated. The president admits that. But my belief is that he is going to get the job done. He had a 2-hour phone conversation with Putin, and you'll hear what the president has to say in just a couple of minutes. You know, it's the way life works, folks. So we're on the East Coast in New York, and at 10:13 this evening in Manhattan, a man was shot in the chest, 27 years old, in Manhattan. The shooter apparently still at large. Unfortunately, get ready, New York, as the socialist mayor is coming in just 3 days. In just 3 days, at the stroke of midnight, Mamdani will be the new mayor of New York City, the socialists. We're going from a retired police officer to, for the first time ever, a socialist. Get ready. So we'll go to your telephone calls, opening up the phone lines right now, 800-848-9222. But I want to start with two items before we get to Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago meeting with President Trump. And that is, I talk quite a bit about Congresswoman Haight, Congresswoman Keisha, a.k.a. Jasmine Crockett of Texas, who now wants to be a United States Senator from Texas. And I talk about all the game that she's running. She pretends to be from the hood. She pretends to be ghetto, if you will. It's all an act. It's all an act. And unfortunately, in her case, it has worked. She's one of the, when it comes to name recognition amongst Democrats, she's up there. But I want you to listen to this bishop, Patrick Wooden, as he goes in on Jasmine Crockett, exposing her for what she is, and he happens to be African American.
God is giving our women space. God's giving our women platform. But listen, when God gives you a platform, don't go hoochie. All right. Don't go ratchet. Don't go street. If God gives you a platform. One of the most famous or infamous, depends on how you see it, women in society today is Jasmine Crockett. Elected to office, and look at how she talks to Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. called out. And you know what it proved? If you disagree with them, just like they're doing with Stephen A., they campaign to get you silenced. They're telling us to boycott him because he checked Jasmine Crockett. What is that all about? You ought to be able to have a differing opinion and not be dismissed.
And so the bishop is so correct. I ask this question as a parent, and seriously, everybody, I go to the ends of the earth. But seriously, how far would you go for your child or your children? How far would you go? 800-848-9222. A father in Texas, Christmas, was forced to track his kidnapped daughter's phone using parental controls, and that's how he was able to find his daughter. So, you know, I watch these TV shows all the time. about how these awful people, how they pull women into these webs, and next thing you know, they have them out on the street. And I think it's fair to say that I would be just like this father that you're about to hear, courtesy of NBC News, if someone tried something like this with one of my kids. And if you're a dad, you can relate to what I'm saying, especially if you have a daughter, a granddaughter. I think I would react exactly the same way that this father did. And again, this is courtesy of NBC News.
Parents' worst nightmare on Christmas Day. Police say a 15-year-old girl was out walking her dog in Porter, Texas, just north of Houston, when a man threatened her with a knife, abducting her. When she didn't return at her normal time, her father set out to find her, using parental controls to pinpoint her phone's location. That's when the sheriff's office says the father found her and the dog in a truck in a partially wooded area almost 2 miles away, rescuing her from a man who was partially undressed. 23-year-old Giovanni Rosales Espinoza, now held in the Montgomery County Jail without bond, charged with aggravated kidnapping and indecency with a child. Law enforcement experts say the tech that helped track the teenager was key in this case.
You got to sit down with your teenagers and explain to them that this is to keep them safe. If you want somebody to come rescue you, having your location is critical. I'd make him Father of the Year.
The sheriff saying Christmas is a day meant for joy, but this man chose to shatter that joy by targeting a child. Neighbors here tell us this is a sleepy neighborhood, with kids often running up and down the streets. Tonight, they're praising a father's bravery and intuition. Ryan Chandler, NBC News, Porter, Texas.
And so, again, and like that father, I would do exactly the same thing. You know, it's interesting, though, and I hope this doesn't sound sexist, but when you have a daughter, right? So, you know, I remember as my daughter is now 38 years old, a mother of two, right? But when she's growing up, you know, you can't just barge into, as a father, you can't just barge into a girl's room. You know, she may be undressed. And, you know, all of these things that you have to do differently. But you think you're going to take my baby? Oh, I will go to the ends of the earth. I'll give it all up. The job, everything. It's just not going to happen. So kudos to this father that used the parental controls on his daughter's phone to find her. The man arrested, partially dressed. We all know how this script was going to end. The only question is, would she have still had her life? And the only other question is this individual a migrant? I don't know as of yet. I will be looking into this. I want you folks to listen. We see all your telephone calls, but President Trump meeting with Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago, and afterwards having a 2-hour telephone conversation with Putin. Regarding the phone conversation, this is what the president has to say.
I saw a very interesting President Putin today. I mean, he wants to see it happen. He wants to see it. He told me very strongly. I believe him. Don't forget, we went through the Russia hoax together. And he'd call me, I'd call him, I'd say, can you believe the stuff that they're making up? And it turned out we were right. They made it all up. And despite that, we didn't get into wars and we didn't get into problems, but we weren't able to trade very much or any of that, which was a shame because, you know, a lot of success could have been had by trading with Russia. They have great land, great minerals and other things, and we have things that they want very badly. But the Russia hoax, which was a terrible, made-up, fictional thing by Crooked Hillary and by Adam Shifty Schiff and bad people, sick people. They made it up. It was all a made-up hoax. But it kept us really from dealing with Russia, kept Russia dealing, you know, from dealing with us. So, but despite that, we got along. And I don't know. I think we're going to get there. I know him very well. I think we're going to get there.
Discuss any time, location, meeting place?
Yeah, we're discussing a lot of things. No, look, I was on the phone with him for almost, I guess, 2.5 hours, they're just telling me now. It's a long time. We discussed a lot of things. We didn't talk about the weather. We weren't talking about what a beautiful day it is in Palm Beach, Florida.
President Trump. Let's begin with your telephone calls. Line 1, Pam in New Jersey. Good morning, Pam. What's on your mind?
Hello. Oh, did you say Pam?
Yes, Pam. We're wasting airtime. Please get to your point.
I was listening to Trump, and then all of a sudden it went over so fast. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I was listening to Eric Kirk today on the radio, and touched my heart so much how she forgives the man that murdered her husband. Total forgiveness. So when you were talking about Jimmy Kimmel, and also I also heard when Rob Reiner died, the comments Trump said about him, it's all hatred.
Okay, but wait, Pam. What about the comments that Rob Reiner said about Trump that were horrible?
Well, I know, but I'm not going to say his name, but there's a colleague of yours who said he won't justify it because it was hatred. I'm just saying forgiveness would be the best road to take. After hearing her, I'm examining my own heart.
Okay.
And I don't have hate. Yeah, I don't have, but I think if Trump forgave him, he wouldn't have made those comments. It's forgiveness.
Well, believe me, Pam, I understand the power of forgiveness. I talk about it around the country as it relates to me and my mother. And when you forgive someone, it's not really for the other individuals, for yourself. It's in my case, it was getting that 800-pound gorilla off my back of hatred, and you could finally, because I've done some remarkable things in journalism, but when you hate someone or have that in your heart, it's like it rains every day of your life. But at the same time, Pam, how much do you think President Trump can take? I mean, I don't know if you've ever had somebody, and remember, he's got masses that just hate on him. And all I'm saying is every person can only take but so much. Yes? No?
It's just the way he died. He was murdered by his own son.
Mm-hmm. You're correct.
Just the tragedy. I would think that he'd have more compassion, even though he didn't like the guy.
Okay, you mentioned Jimmy Kimmel. So why did Jimmy Kimmel do a video for England bashing Americans and making himself look like a fool?
Well, that's why I said it's wrong. It's hatred. It's wrong.
Okay, so Kimmel's case was wrong, in your opinion.
Absolutely. Any hatred is wrong. And by the way, I was listening to what that father, the daughter thing, and you know, how he tracked his daughter down. This is all evil and hatred in this world now. It's out of control. It really is. But the way she spoke convicted my own heart, you know, to not hold anything against anybody anymore. You know, I've been hurt with people. I wouldn't say it went to the degree of hatred, but now I just want to have a pure heart and just repent from whatever is bad in my heart.
I hear you, woman. Pam. And I'm late for a break, Pam, so I have to step in. You are a better person than I am, because I'll never forget, I was about to go on the air when the producers came running in and said, Dominic, what are we going to do? I was on the air in less than 5 minutes and I saw the video where Charlie Kirk had been shot. And I said, guys, I don't care what they say, Charlie Kirk is dead. So if it were up to me, I can't say on the radio what I would do to Charlie Kirk's murderer if it were up to me. Let's just say it ain't nice and it ain't kind. But I hear you, Pam. Forgiveness, the order of the hour. Time for a break, folks. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And back to the phones we go. Let's go to line 1. Tony in Florida. Good morning, Tony. What's on your mind? Tony, are you with me?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. I wanted to say that I think President Trump had every right to say what he said. Everybody is bad-mouthing him, saying he's taking away our free speech. He's this, he's that. But when he tries to use free speech, everybody is gone insane. Oh, he's so terrible for using free speech. He's got every right to. Reiner was a horrible person to him. He never had a kind word to say. So he said some unkind words to him. It's the only chance he had. And I don't blame him for it. I probably would have done the same thing.
Well, Tony, wait. It's not the only chance that the president had. The president has the bully pulpit. The president can use any forum that he chooses to. I feel he had a right to say what he said, meaning President Trump. But if it were me, I would have tried my best to use a different forum to do so. It was not the appropriate time, in my opinion. But again, I defend the president because, okay, I get it maybe 0.5% based on 1,000% of what the president gets. And everybody says, oh, turn the other cheek. Tony, there are plenty of times when literally my wife snatches my phone because I woke up to some, you know what, with some stupid, 99.9% of the people are positive. It's that 1% of nuts. And sometimes I'm not the type of person I try to be godly and professional. But to be honest with you, Tony, I'm not the type of person to turn the other cheek. And so I can't be a phony, but I just wish that the president hadn't, maybe wait a week. You don't think maybe he should have waited a week?
Maybe, but I still don't think he was wrong because he's the kind of man that says what he means.
Absolutely.
And nothing stops him. And you had a caller on earlier talking about, oh, forgive this, forgive that. Well, how about she try to forgive President Trump because she thinks what he did was so awful? Give a try on forgiving him because that will help her soul.
Good point there, Tony. Thank you for the call. Let's go to line 5. Ken in Brooklyn. Ken, what's on your mind? Good morning.
Yes, hi. You know, we're losing a point as the topic before of waitresses and waiters. People don't realize a lot of these diners, especially in Brooklyn, these people don't make minimum wage.
That's
they make
true.
deals with the owners.
That's true.
Where the owners say, you're going to make your money with the tips.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So in a way, they're doing things against the law, okay, especially when a diner hires an illegal, and to deal with the illegal is like they're really robbing that guy.
You are correct, Ken, and this is why we have to have some compassion for the waiters and the waitresses, and President Trump was right to do away with the tax. On their tips, these governors of these Democrat states, New York, California, Colorado, you should be ashamed of yourself. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This is Charlie. He's my part rescue dog, part whirlwind. Half of his breakfast always ends up on the floor. And he leaves fur everywhere. That's why I grabbed the Bissell Power Clean Fur Finder. It's cordless, powerful, and actually finds fur you don't even see. If you've got a pet like Charlie, you've got fur everywhere. The Power Clean Fur Finder gets that. Discover how Power Clean Fur Finder makes pet cleanups effortless at Bissell.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana. Retirement isn't just about closing out your career. It's mornings that begin with a sunrise instead of an alarm, and the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. With a New York Life financial professional, you'll have the guidance to make it real, so your years of hard work become the life you've always imagined. Your life. New York Life. More powerful together. Start today at NYL.com.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
two individuals that I like happen to be Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman and Vice President J.D. Vance. We'll get to them a bit later in the program. But right now, I want to continue with your telephone calls. Let's go to Norman, line 2 in Brooklyn. Norman, what's on your mind? Good morning.
Hey, Dominic. Okay, what was on my mind? Well, I was going to get into Teddy, but let's forget about it. It's in the past. I was going to talk about the hiring of this woman to be the head of the fire department.
Of the New York City Fire Department, DEI.
Yeah, it bothers me because she's being hired specifically because she is a lesbian, and it kind of bothers me. I mean, this woman is it's like I didn't have to be told she was a lesbian. I just looked at her in the newspaper and I said, man, oh man, she's got a mullet haircut. She's all beefy. And, I mean, it's like if they didn't get – I mean, it was like they hired a stereotype of a lesbian almost.
I was just about to say, let's just say that she plays to every stereotype that there is.
Yeah,
hey, but Norman, Norman, what about the fact that she did run EMS, which is the sister agency? And the last fire commissioner, he had no experience working in the fire department as a firefighter. He didn't have the experience either.
Yeah. That's not a good trend. It's not a great trend. You'd like to think that people get promoted for their experience, for being, for spending their life, rising up through the ranks of the fire department, and should be rewarded because of that, and it's like, to hire somebody because they're black or they're white or they're Jewish or they're gay or this should have no bearing whatsoever in 2025 going into 26, but they can do the job or not. And I'm offended by that.
We saw how well DEI works out up at Brown University. Tragically, those two students lost their lives. You had the African-American director of security of the police force at Brown University. He's been suspended with pay. The president, she doesn't have a clue about anything. So, but I mean, Norman, so, I didn't want to get into her physical, the new fire department's commissioner, her physical look and so
lack
on.
Of attributes.
Right.
That she's out of shape and has a mullet haircut. Well, that mullet has nothing to do.
So I mean, but is it possible she can do a good job?
Yes, it is possible she could do a good job. It just sucks that I'm sure that put her to the top of the line. That just sucks.
So you believe, Norman, that the new mayor did this for one reason only, so that he could check that box of a DEI. Well, wait, Norman.
Kiss LGBTQS.
Yes. Well, wait, Norman. What about the fact that she's breaking that glass ceiling? I mean, we've had a woman fire commissioner before, but breaking the glass ceiling as far as the gay community.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't the glass ceiling been broken 1,000 times? This is 2025, man.
Yeah, it is 2025. I'm just trying to. I agree with you. I'm just trying to argue it from the other way. And who am I to talk about somebody's appearance? But she does look very manly.
Yeah, it makes libs happy, because libs are secretly very hateful people. I want to tell you something. I think most conservatives would actually be like. I give you an example. I haven't had a kid, right? But I think if my kid came to me and said that I'm gay, I think I'd be like, okay, fine, I love you. What else is new? But I'm going to tell you something. This is like a big. I tell you, I think most libs are really hateful people. And they feel good. They feel good that, oh wow, we've got a lesbian as the head of this. It's like practice that in your own damn life. You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one. Norman, thank you for the great call. I gotta move on. Let's go to John in Reno, Nevada. John, what's on your mind? Line 1. John?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dominic. Last week Nicki Minaj did an appearance with Erica Kirk, and she came out and advocated for Christ, said she liked Trump. I lived in the San Francisco ghetto for 20 years. African Americans are tired of the Democrats' atheism, tired of their picking and choosing which Bible verses they like. I think we're on a roll here. 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Nicki Minaj, they're all strong Christians to support Donald Trump. Donald Trump has an infectious personality.
No. Wait a minute now. We got to be careful. 50 Cent does not support President Trump. He performed at his inauguration, and he said it's a big difference, that it was a financial decision. I said Snoop Dogg, I hope. 50 Cent, I've been in the room when 50 Cent has called President Trump, and they are buddy-buddy. Nicki Minaj, you're correct. But so you're saying you're on the right road here, but Nicki Minaj in the black community, she's being disowned. Literally. She had to shut down her Instagram account, completely shut it down with 10 million followers, all because she praised President Trump. So are we really on the right road?
Oh, I think we are, because a lot of those people on Instagram are white suburbanite moms and daughters.
That's not
when
true.
I lived
That's
in the
not
ghetto,
true, John. You can't. You
broad
brush. John, you broad brush people twice in this conversation. You can't say that they're all suburban white moms. I mean, and certainly that's not the people that are following Nicki Minaj.
I think her next album will be great. I say wait and see the sales of
So
her
then,
next
okay.
album.
So if everything's hunky dory, why did she shut down her Instagram?
Just temporarily.
No. I hope it's temporarily. Nicki Minaj did the right thing, and now she's going to pay the price. The fact of the matter is, if you are a minority in America, trust me, I know something about this, and you go against the grain, you get off that plantation, that Democrat plantation, there is hell to pay. And so
Audie Crooks is going to be the next Caitlin Clark, and she feels the same way as Nicki Minaj.
Okay, wait, I didn't catch. All I heard was Caitlin Clark. What was that, John?
Audie Crooks. Audie Crooks is the best lady in college basketball today at Iowa State. She's going to be the next Caitlin Clark. She will dominate for 20 years. She feels exactly like Nicki Minaj.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. And to say that somebody's the next Caitlin Clark, I don't know about that. Caitlin Clark is in the stratosphere. So maybe this individual is, I don't exactly know. Thank you, John, for the telephone call. Let's go to Richie, line 5 in the Bronx. Good morning, Richie. What's on your mind? Richie, you got one more try, and I'm moving on.
Okay, this is Richie from the Bronx.
We already established that. You weren't paying attention. Get to the point.
Okay. I am not in favor of exempting tips from taxes. Consider two different people in two different occupations. One a tipped occupation, the other a non-tipped occupation. The person in the tipped occupation gets part of their earnings from their employer and part of their earnings in tips from their customers. And the tips is usually a significant portion of their total income.
Not usually. It always is a significant portion of their income.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay, even worse. Okay. So now, as part of their occupation, the tipped person, and as part of all their earnings from their occupation, including the tips, the tipped person gets to shield the tips.
Richie, right now you're wasting airtime. We don't need you to set up the argument. Just tell me why you think your position makes sense.
Okay. Now let's say the person in the non-tipped occupation
Pays taxes on their full income. Pays taxes on Richie. I'm trying to move you ahead. This is moving way too slow. The person that receives the full income pays taxes on the full income. Now you believe that what as it relates to the person with tips. I don't need you to set up the full story. I don't have 8 minutes for you to lay this out.
Amount of total income, but the person that's tipped gets to shield some of it from taxes.
But Richie, I want you to listen to me. The person that's earning the tips often doesn't even make the minimum wage because they're in a position where these restaurant owners can lowball them. And if they're not making even the minimum wage, then how else are they supposed to survive?
Their total earnings, including tips, is certainly more than the minimum wage. Now,
right.
But now they get to shield the tips from income taxes. Now you have somebody who's in a non-tipped occupation who earns the exact same amount of money.
Not necessarily true. Whoa. Why are you saying they earn the same amount of money? How do you know that?
Well, to make my point.
To make your false point.
So, a person in a non-tipped occupation, if they make the same amount of money as the tipped person does in his occupation, including
okay, but wait, Richie, I got to move this along because I'm about to fall asleep. So the person that's earning the tip, you're making an assumption that they're guaranteed to earn X amount to get them to the same, under your scenario, to get them to the same salary. There is no guarantee that they're going to earn that in tips. You do understand that, right?
I don't care how much money they earn. If they earn a little, if they earn a lot.
Of course you don't care. That's exactly my point. That's why your argument is faulty, because you don't care. And you're not being objective.
I think I'm being personally, absolutely rational.
Okay, so Richie, let's say, Richie, for argument's sake, let's say you make $25,000 a year. Let's say I make $10,000 a year, and I got to make $15,000 in tips to equal you. There's no guarantee I'm going to earn that $15,000.
Okay, but let's say you do earn.
Let's say 1 year I do, but how about the next year if I only earn $7,000 in taxes? Then what? I mean, $7,000 in tips. Then what? Just answer my question, Richie. I gotta move on. Let's say I only earn $7,000 for the next year. So now you've earned $8,000 more than me, and you still want me to pay tips, pay taxes on those tips?
If the non-tipped person makes the same amount of money as the tipped person, no. You're
trying to set up an argument that plays to your advantage. Deal with what I just said. 1 year, okay, we both, you and I make the same thing, same amount, but I'm the one that's earning tips. I only make $10,000 salary and $15,000 on tips. But 1 year, I only get $7,000 in tips as opposed to $15,000. Then what, Richie?
Let me answer your question.
Quickly.
Answer your question. Okay. The year that the tip
Richie,
person
I'm bored with this. I'm sorry. I'm bored with this. Let's move on to the next call. Line 1, Bob in Queens. What's on your mind, Bob?
Just on this new fire department commissioner.
Go right ahead.
I can tell you that I know a lot of guys in the fire department. I've never been there myself, but they are not going to take kindly to this. You know, these guys are very clannish. They're a brotherhood. They want to see someone that comes up through the ranks and gets that position, okay? And I know when we had that past female commissioner, I think Kavanaugh might have been her name.
Yes, she had a hard time as well.
Big time, hard time. And when she kissed that other woman there, you said, in public,
yes.
That's making some kind of statement, which, in my opinion, to do that publicly is extremely unprofessional.
Okay, but wait a minute, Bob, and I'm late for a break, but you said that's making some kind of a statement. I would prefer that she didn't, but some would call that love. She was kissing her spouse or kissing her significant other.
Right. She's starting off on the wrong foot.
So she should keep her love private to please the rest of us. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, I mean, why do that? I mean, that, it's trying to say something there to do that publicly. Wouldn't you agree?
I wish she hadn't kissed her significant other in public. I don't understand why people do that in these same-sex relationships, but to each its own. Bob, I'm late for a break. Sorry. Thank you for the great call. We, folks, are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to line 1, Vincent in Brooklyn. Good morning, Vincent. What's on your mind?
Dominic, I used to be a delivery person years ago, 60 years ago, when the minimum wage was about $1.20, and the boss figured out how much I was making from the tips and my salary and everything, and it came out for the time I was working, it was about minimum wage, and had somebody put tax on the tips, I would have made below minimum wage. So that guy Rich didn't know what he's talking about, because had they taxed my tips, I wouldn't have made minimum wage. I would have made much lower than minimum wage. So I think it's wrong what Kathy Hochul's doing. She's not joining in. President Trump, the federal government is not taking out taxes on the tips and overtime, but she's a hog. She's going to do it. And that's going to hurt her, and I hope it does hurt her in the election. Because there's a lot of service people in New York City.
Not just New York City, Colorado, California,
all over
a number of states.
All over. People, where there's people who work in service jobs, of all communities, black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, everybody. It's not.
Hey, Vincent, I want to bring you in live together with Tom in the Bronx. It says here Tom doesn't agree with me. So, hey, Tom, on the line with us live is Vincent in Brooklyn. I believe you just heard what he had to say. What's your opinion? Both of you guys are on live right now.
Hello?
Go ahead, Tom.
Yes, Tom, go ahead, please. We're short on time.
You know what? If I'm on a fixed income and I'm making a better salary and I have benefits, it's because I educated myself, I learned a skill. If you can't make enough money doing unskilled labor,
okay, wait, Tom, why are you offending waiters and waitresses? It's not necessary to do that.
Who said offending?
You just did by saying the education element. How do you know they don't have an education?
I'm in the casino 4 nights a week.
Okay, you just said that. You just said if they didn't educate. Hey, Vincent, did I just make something up here?
And also, what he doesn't understand is sometimes it's a temporary life choice. It's something that they're doing along the way. I was a student when I was doing that.
That's true. All right, let's listen to Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
I worked for tips as a kid, too, delivering groceries, and that's all I got. And I would carry bags of food up 4 flights. And if I didn't get anything, I didn't get anything. But
that's as a kid. That's as a kid, Tom. Are you comparing that? I did the same thing. Are you comparing what a kid does with an adult lifestyle? Are you really doing that?
No, I'm just talking about tips in general. I'm not comparing children.
Okay, well, Tom, you're not doing a good job articulating your case. We've got Tom. We've got 1:20 left in the show. I need you to articulate your point and make sense.
Yeah, there is no equality. You know, everyone says equality, equity, all that crap. You make what you can make, and if you can't, then find another trade. That's all.
Vincent, your reaction to that?
My reaction to that is that everybody a lot of times doesn't have the opportunities at the time because of life circumstances. They may be between sometimes their home circumstances it will not allow them to go stop working, go study, and try and get another job.
All right. Thank you, Vincent. Let's give Tom the last word. Tom, we got 20 seconds left. Go ahead.
Tell that to John Catsimatidis. You work hard. You work 2 jobs, and stop crying and complaining. I want what he has.
Hey,
work twice as hard.
Come on, man. Tom, you need to go drink some Kool-Aid, take a chill pill. Stop being so hateful. Come on, man. Show some compassion for people. Come on. Are you serious? Folks, I apologize for the calls that we didn't have time to get to. We see all of your calls. We're going to take a break, and I am coming back. We're at the end of the show, obviously. I am coming back 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you folks then. Do me a favor and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.